All right, so this is round 9. I'm playing this guy Vishnu Vanapali. He's like 2270 FIDE. We're both 5 out of 5. So at this point, there was a girl with 5.5 out of 8, and if she won, she would have clinched the prize for under 2300, and she drew. So if I won this game, I'm guaranteed, what is it, like $3,700, something like that. And it could be less. But if you win, or you're guaranteed at least $1,000 by winning this game. Um, and what did I say? Who did I say is there for you when you need them? French defense. The French defense is there for you when you need them the most. Twice now, more than twice, multiple times. The French has been there for me when I've needed it, and I owe the French something special. Okay, one day, I'm gonna write a book about how great the French is because of this game and other games. Whenever I need something, the French is there for me. She gonna make you sweat. She gonna make you sweat for sure. But she was there for me. All right, so we get to this position. Um, and now here, the arch nemesis of the French is always the light square bishop. So when I see knight takes d3, I instantly take. And this guy played this game just very interestingly. It was weird. Like I never predicted any of his moves. Every move he made was like, oh wow, I didn't really think of that. Oh wow, I didn't really think of that. I think we just think in different ways. And it's not that he played bad, and it's not really that I played good. It's just a very interesting way. So Castle, and actually even before this game, I was prepping with my homie Cowboy Roy, and I told him, like, dude, if I get this line, I'm really excited. And he was like, if you get e5 in, you'll win. If not, it looks like a struggle. And the problem with this position is I really didn't ever get e5 in. Okay, so here I could have gone e5 and sacked the pawn, and it actually would have been the best variation. But it's always kind of weird sacking a pawn. Like I don't know how to cap this position. I would say I think Black's doing fine. Rook d8, and I can start a roll with f4, f3. He kind of has to go f3 here. He can go f4 too. Yeah, I don't know about this. How to evaluate this guy. So I just go rook d8, trying to slow play it. I also got a pretty big time advantage out of the opening, thanks to this solid French defense, as it always does. So I was trying to play kind of smooth and fast and not too forcing. That way, I had to make him make a lot of decisions and burn a lot of clock, which kind of worked, and that's kind of what grandmasters do. Not that I am one, but trying to be. So f4, f6, bishop d4. And he's doing a really good job of just holding the e5 square. I was thinking he was going to put his knight here, because I feel like that made a lot of sense. Knight here, push these pawns, roll, and try to break through. But he was just really adamant on not giving me what I want, which is a great strategy. I mean, I'm not ever going to say that's a bad thing to do. Now here I was thinking about queen f7, but I wanted to develop, and I didn't want to just sit and defend. I wanted at some point to try to attack back, and I needed to get my pieces out to do that. So king h8, rook e1, bishop d7, and this is when things get really stressful, man. Um, okay, so rook f3, and it's like, oh man, he might be trying to checkmate me. So I go rook e8, always trying to swing the rook to defend over here. He goes rook e3, and now I go queen c6, which I guess is a big mistake. What I needed to do was just play solid and hunker down and go rook e7. But I wanted to go queen c6 because I wanted some counterplay over here with queen a6, queen a4, stuff like that. And at some point, I wanted to go bishop b5 or bishop a4, trade off this bishop, or even go bishop b8, bishop g6. So I didn't want the bishop tied to that pawn. So queen c6, queen h4, and this is when it gets really dangerous. Because if he committed to this attack, I think he could have won this game. Now it doesn't look so clear, and you're going to see this god variation. So h6, he went queen f2. Instead, he could have gone rook g3, and it's +3 here, which, as much as I love the French defense, +3 is not a good thing. So rook e7, he could go bishop takes f6, knight d4, c6, and then knight f5. I mean, it's definitely very hard to see all this stuff. Um, but if he did this, man, I would have been toast. So, I mean, man, it was. This is a stressful game. Like, for me, maybe game of the year, game of my life. But we'll get to the moment where it really felt like something. So, okay, so he goes knight d2, and he's trying to basically swing over here. And I thought this is my moment to open up this rook on this side. So I go a5. So that way, if I ever take here, I can kind of get my rook and penetrate the a file, giggity, and try to get some play over here. So knight f3, queen a4, a3, and I wanted to take here, and the refutation isn't even what I thought. So I thought queen a3, c4 was good for him, Queen takes b4, take, and I didn't like this position for black. I thought after this and d6, it's like I'm down a piece. I am up a pawn, and it's good to be up a pawn after you've been struggling for so long, but I don't know, man. This looks very, very scary for sure. So and then g4, b6, then it says equal, but I don't know. I mean, you gotta have some cojones to play this kind of position. Now, the refutation for queen takes a3 is actually just g4. Kind of the idea it's always wanted for him. Basically, just chuck this side and checkmate me over here. And apparently he can do that. Rook f7. I mean, it's messy. It's definitely messy, and I have to go over this variation. I cannot be put in this position again. But I definitely can learn from this and how to properly play these positions. So I go bishop e8. My idea is here, okay, take the pawn. Go ahead, take it. Let me try to get active at least and get some play. Like bishop f7 or queen takes a3, and now the less pieces he has, the harder it's going to be for him to checkmate me. And that is kind of a big driving force for when these guys, when I already have a pawn over here when I want it, so I'm down to give back material. When you're being attacked, sometimes you got to just give back some material and take away their fun. Even if they're objectively better, now it's harder for them to win, and it's not their type of game. So rook take, so he didn't take. So he went queen b2, bishop f7, and here he goes c4. So c4. So actually, I'll go one more move. So take, I knew I had to throw in. And now is the question, do I take on c4 or not? And honestly, this moment felt almost psychedelic. It was like I saw my life go, and this is just a game of chess, but I saw my life going two different ways. Either if I lose this game, I walk home with nothing. I lost rating. I didn't do well in my maybe my last major tournament for the summer, and complete bomb. Like I don't even know what I do from here. If I win this game, I'm guaranteed a decent amount of money, and doors will open. And I think he had like maybe a minute, 2 minutes, and I had maybe 20 or maybe 15. And I remember just thinking like, this is it. And then I smiled. I was like, all right, here we go. This is what Cowboys do. I don't know. It was a crazy feeling, and I took on c4. I took, and I saw this variation. Take, queen takes, so king g8. So you can go king h7, and knight g5. You can't take here because he just has rook here mate, and no one wants to get checkmated. So you can go king g8, and I was like, why would I just help him develop his pieces, right? Like I can do the same thing without helping his knight get to g5. So I go king g8 here, knight e5, and this is where I go. It's almost like send a prayer to God, and I was definitely praying a lot this game. But queen e8, hold down the fort, my guy. That queen, man. And here is just like the Legion of Doom. Look at these guys. Look at these four pieces. And it was just like, I'm covering everything. Like, and it looks like at any moment I could die here. He's got a queen on f6, 95, rook's coming to g3. Like, look at this position. Rook g3 check, king h7, knight takes c4. And I'm up a piece. But, I mean, and now my time starts getting down too. Because obviously I'm freaking out. I got to calculate all these things. There's a lot going on in this position. And I'm playing for my life, like I said. Like, if I lose this game, even if I draw this game, which honestly a draw here doesn't even seem possible. Either he wins or I win. But if I draw this game, I get nothing. So it is win or bust. And this guy is trying to checkmate me to death. So I go queen b5. I'm like, I can't go down without a fight. I gotta attack back. And my idea is whenever the knight moves, even if he threats everything here, I take on b4 and I threaten checkmate. And I didn't see any forced checkmate for him. Or frankly, even any check. The bishops, I mean, have you ever seen a bishop pair so defensively sound? Like, I don't know, this is like the Detroit Pistons bad boys, these bishops. This is Ben Wallace and Rasheed Wallace, the brothers. They hand in there, like, just telling people, get out of here. Who do you know here? Going outside, talking to the ref after the game. That's what these bishops are doing. Because you always think about bishops like Kyrie Irving and, like, flashy, like Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden. But nah, these bishops are built different, bro. These are French bishops. These ain't these point guards, shooting guards. This is a power forward and a center holding down the fort. So knight d6, I take on b4. I mean, I'm still kind of freaking out here because there's so much going on, and now I'm under time. So I go bishop h5. I'm like, okay, I got to clear the space, and I got to go rook g7 or bishop g7. If I get those moves in, his attack has to go the wrong direction, and I will survive. Even the endgame, if I get it, it's not a guaranteed win, but if I can trade off one of his pieces, I mean, especially his queen, we're set. So he goes f5, and now I'm calculating. I'm like, now if I take on f5, he has knight takes. Now he has all kinds of threats. Take the boot rook, maybe mate on h6, rook g7, all these things. So I just go e5, and then this rook g6, and this is when the light shines down upon me, and I'm like, I made it. I made it. This is honestly, this might be one of the greatest feelings of my life. I mean, Norman was great. This one, I mean, this one is gonna carry through for a long time for sure. So I go queen d4 check. Oh man, don't freeze on me now, baby. So queen d4 check, king h1. So king f1, he's gonna get mate. He's on the open, and I think I pick up the rook with check. So king h1, and then here rook a1, and there's nothing he can do to stop checkmate.
I am the champion. I am the champion.
Man, why are you freezing now? We're so close to the finish line. So rook a1, my rook comes over here, and he has this sacrifice. Rook takes h6, bishop takes, queen takes e7, check. Bishop g7, there's no checks, and he has mate. And I have his only move to stop this mate. Because remember, but rook takes, queen takes his mate. Anywhere else, he's got nothing. And if you want to pause, if you don't want to look at the engine, now's your chance. But here, queen d1, checkmate, boom, bam, it's over.
Of the world!
And I already knew after rook takes h6 it was over, or after rook a1 I knew it was over. But man, this felt so good. I mean, I'm just smiling the whole time, just saying hi to everyone. Like, this is why we play chess. This is exactly why we play chess. We play chess tournaments, and we go through all the suffering for these kind of moments. And I'm sure every athlete, every person at work, every person who's ever done anything has this. You suffer so much for these moments, and they honestly, when it happens, are totally worth it. Like, I could go to Europe, I could lose everything, but I'm going in with momentum and happiness and ready to kill. I'm not gonna swear, but just to go off because this game, man, this is like so stressful, so intense. I've defended like no other game in my life. Queen e8, queen d1 check, the bishops. It's just beautiful. That's all I can say. This is it. Epic last game of the World Open 2022. Ended up cashing for about 1,300 bucks. I'll do a real recap after this. But wow. Actually, maybe I don't need to do a recap. But that was it, man. That was all the games. That was a tournament. Next stop, I will be going to Europe. 4 tournaments, 4 norm tournaments, and playing a game like this, playing a tournament like this, I really feel like I can just easily make IM and even make GM. I mean, GM is supposed to be just statistically impossible, but I don't even care. I know I can do anything. I played no openings this tournament. I played the French, and then I've had random stuff. If I have those things, I can beat anyone. Not okay. Another thing, a single game I played, I was never losing. I never really got outplayed. Against Tiglan, I had drawouts. I had a better position. Could have held. He played really well, and he found a way to win. Against uh, Bilal, I was better. Up in exchange, I missed the draw the last second. The whole game equal. I had a draw, and I just missed it because of time management. And those are my only 2 losses. The draws, I think both of them I could have won. I couldn't have lost. So here we go from here. So we go to Europe and we try to come back a grandmaster. So hope you guys enjoyed because I really enjoyed this tournament. It was something, man. It was an experience like no other. Capped off by a great game. Shout out to all my opponents. I mean, they all played well, did their best, and wish them all the luck and the rest. And man, I don't know if you guys got to be entertained because wow, was I, man. That was something. All right, peace.